it's just an unbelievable group of students. In fact, the whole town of Natchitoches is unbelievable. Every interaction I've had with the professors, the students, these are wonderful people with Southern charm. They would take their shirt off their back for you. The town's gone through a hard time with IP, the paper mill, with COVID, and there's a real opportunity for resurgence here. I think the coaches, the students, the professors, and the leadership, all the way from the president of the university, who's available around the clock to get things done. I'm here today because my mentor, Dr. Bales, is alumni from NSU, and he gave me the privilege of coming here with him to help out.
Why do you think it's important for young people, young student athletes, to know what you were talking today about neuroscience and sports science and sleep patterns and health? Why is it important to push that message to 19, 20, 21-year-olds rather now than later in life?
Well, the first thing for the student athletes is we talked about the importance of concussion management, protecting their brain. Their brain is for the rest of their life, and their sports career is short. So that was one aspect. We talked about nutrition, recovery. Those are extremely important, not just as athletes, but even into the future. And then we spoke about the importance of taking the discipline that they've learned as athletes and how to take that into the workforce. Only 2% of NCAA athletes are going to go on to professional sports. The other 98% are going to go on to careers in the community. And we were trying to give some guidance today as to how they can be the most successful and leverage their experience as student athletes to be successful in the community.
Basically, going off that, what advice would you give them? Because most of them will not go on to go to professional athlete careers. They will do things to help the community. What advice would you give to them to kind of move forward with their careers with that?
Well, the first thing I would say is that, Natchitoches is a beautiful place. You look at a lot of the surveys, and it's the number one place in America to retire. You have the Cane River, you have Ivy League universities coming here. So what advice I'd give to the students is, let's give back to the community, build your career, in some cases go on to do a master's degree, build businesses in the local community, expand the tourism, take the discipline they've had as athletes, waking up early, working hard, singular focus, proper diet, proper nutrition, proper discipline, and use that to advance your community wherever you go. And hopefully many of them stay here. Dr. Bales is coming back to his own community. We have wonderful professors like Professor Teagan, who's come back to her own community to lead the human performance sector of the campus. You have a president who is working around the clock, 7 days a week, turning around the university. We need to bring in more students. The final thing I'll say is that as the football team starts winning, which they will, the coach is very confident he's going to win. All the athletes came up on stage. They were talking to me about how motivated they are to win. As the football team wins, the community gets more involved. That trickles down to the other sports. That trickles down to the whole city. I went with my team, Julie, Amanda, that are here, to Canes, Racing Canes for dinner. The person who served us is a second-year student at NSU, continued to check on us, was so proud of being part of NSU. When we went to the other restaurant on the Commissaire, that restaurant, the person was someone who had left NSU but wants to come back. The whole city relies on the university relies on the city, and the disciplined athletes that graduate from here can take this to the next level.
You spoke briefly during the presentation that the health benefits that they do now can help the team make them better athletes, and the research backs that up.
100%. If you're a quarterback, there's only 7 elite quarterbacks in the NFL. You have 2.5 seconds to release the ball if you want to be an elite quarterback. Better sleep, better nutrition, better training. And we went into detail in those things today. If these athletes can work hard, and we showed a clip of Tom Brady, no excuses. People have come from the unlikeliest places with the most challenges to be the most successful in life. And that's what these students, and when I spoke to them after the session today, the entire football team came on the stage. They were pumped up. They were motivated. They want to do this for the town. They want to win. The leadership is there to support them. And today we have an event this evening, and I think the community is going to rally behind the team as well.
Thank you.
I got a couple. You touched on it a little bit, AI, in your presentation. I know you guys are going to talk more about that tonight. What kind of benefits does AI bring, or can AI bring, to a place like Northwestern Athletics specifically, just across the board in scouting and performance and all those things?
Well, I think AI can help us recruit more athletes because, for example, right now we're probably confronting more like a 4th and 17 versus a 4th and 2 right now. But the program's going to turn around with a great coach. AI can actually give you the data as to whether you should go for it on 4th and 2 or whether you should punt the ball. AI can help with training. It can actually help, let's say, the football team. AI can determine whether the athletic movements that the players have is at risk for injury, whether they should adjust the movements to be more efficient. AI can help the fan experience in the stadium. So there are so many applications of AI, all the way from the student athlete to the coach to the fan experience, that we can adopt at NSU. We have Monty Chicola, who sits on the advisory council of IBM. He's alumni from NSU. We have Dr. Bales here, works with the various professional sports leagues. We work together. We can bring those resources to NSU to take it to the next level.
Dr. Jha, you've been around Natchitoches for a few days. You got to take the temperature of the town a little bit, meet a lot of people, and see a lot of things. And obviously, everybody here falls in love with Natchitoches when they see it. But it's a real traditional kind of, a lot of old school kind of things happening. So how do you balance that with this new age AI, and how can it benefit, and how do you balance the maybe pushback you might get from some people?
Absolutely. I mean, what is it that makes Natchitoches special is the people, the Southern charm. People take their shirts off their back for you, the beautiful landscape, the Cane River. So none of those things can be compromised when you're looking at bringing in AI. And a good example is Augusta National, the greatest golf course in the world, in the middle of Augusta, Georgia, where people come from all over the world. And it uses the highest level of AI from IBM Watson. It brought in Disney, it brought in Ritz-Carlton to consult, to take Augusta to the next level. But when you walk through Augusta, you would never know that there's any technology. And that's what we need to do in Natchitoches, is help the local businesses, attract new businesses, make sure that they're efficient. Let the university work with its AI team to help these local businesses, give students these opportunities, but preserve the natural beauty, serenity of the city, and make sure that the people are here recognize that what makes Natchitoches special, that's not going to be taken away. The Festival of Lights at Christmas, the attraction of tourism, all that can be enhanced with AI without a focus on the technology.